Welcome to the presentation. My name is Colin Davis. I'm a professor of economics at the Institute for Liberal Arts, Doshisha University in Kyoto. We think of ourselves as a liberal arts institute in the cultural and historical heart of Japan. Uh, we offer the opportunity to earn a world-class English taught degree while immersing yourself in Japanese culture. Japan, Kyoto is located in the western part of Japan, in the Kansai region, and it has many different aspects to it. It's a very rich cultural city. Uh, in terms of its traditional aspect, it has many breathtaking shrines, temples, and gardens, 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It also has many long-running festivals. For example, a well-known festival is the Gion Festival, which has been offered annually for over 1,000 years. So Kyoto is a very rich, diverse city, interesting place to get in touch with Japanese culture. It's also a modern, large Japanese city. So modern stores for the latest in shopping. Also, it's a cultural hub, so you have access to world-class contemporary art, music, film, photography, anime, and pop culture through the various museums and events that occur. In the Kansai area, we're also in close proximity to two large cities, Osaka and Kobe, which also offer other different types of Kansai culture. Uh, In terms of the academic face of Kyoto, it's really is a student town. It has the largest number of universities and students per capita anywhere in Japan. And there are lots of international symposia, conferences, academic exchange. So there's really lots of opportunity to grow your academic curiosity, both at Doshisha University and the ILA, but also at other universities around Kyoto City. Doshisha University itself is one of the oldest universities in Japan. It was established in 1875 by Nijima Jo, who was one of the first Japanese citizens to travel to the US to complete an academic degree. We have two large modern campuses, which also include historical landmarks that date from the Meiji period. It's a large private university with close to 29,000 students, so 15 undergraduate programs, 16 graduate programs, over 2,000 faculty members. So it's a large Japanese private university. Within that university, the Institute for Liberal Arts is a small liberal arts program modeled off a North American liberal arts college. Um, so Basically, we offer the opportunity to complete a liberal arts degree in small interactive classes across a diverse set of academic disciplines. Because we are a small program, you have the opportunity to enjoy all of the aspects of a small, close-knit community while also having all the bells and whistles that are associated with a large private Japanese university. The degree is a 4-year degree taught exclusively in English. There's no Japanese requirement for participating or enrolling in our program. Often students who are thinking about their undergraduate study are wondering what liberal arts is. So liberal arts is an academic approach which basically develops broad knowledge and critical thinking across the humanities, social sciences, and the natural sciences, rather than specializing in one field. So it's really, we can think of it as a cross training for the mind that can prepare you for more specialized study and career development later. So we like to think that, liberal arts prepares people to live their lives, not their work. So we're sort of trying to develop students that will be able to maintain an academic curiosity and really be students throughout their lives. So with a liberal arts degree, you can analyze and interpret information, form and express informed opinions, communicate effectively, appreciate the richness of a diverse human culture, and better understand human, nature, and society. So within our liberal arts program, there are three core components. So there's what we call the seminar courses, foundation courses, and concentration courses. Within the concentration courses, each student that enrolls in our program has a specific concentration that they enroll in where they take a larger number of courses. So these concentrations are Japanese society and global culture, where you can study history, media studies, anthropology, social studies. Um, we have Japanese business and the global economy. Here we have courses on business, management, economics, finance, accounting, marketing, and then Japanese politics and global studies. Here you can take courses on policy studies, political science, international law, international relations. So um, in the foundation courses, these are basically so any undergraduate degree that you take really anywhere in the world, in the first year or your second year, you're going to take a number of different skills courses that basically just help you to get ready to be able to produce undergraduate level work in your various courses that you take. So in academic and research skills, here we have like library research skills, how to use the library, introduction to information systems, so how to use a computer, how to, beyond what you're used to in terms of doing and preparing different types of papers, documents, and presentations, academic presentation and debate, academic writing. Then we can see some of the what we call the big books courses, Introduction to Asian Philosophy and Thought, Introduction to Social, Political, and Economic Thought, and then also some introduction to different types of research methods. We also have some foundation courses for understanding Kyoto and Japan. These are really courses for students who are coming to Japan for their first time, help them to learn a little bit more about Japan, but also help them to become accustomed to the environment, and also to be able to enjoy their time while they're in Kyoto and in Japan. So if you're studying about Kyoto and Japan while you're here in Kyoto, it's possible for you to have a richer experience as you're exploring the city and the culture. So in the concentration courses that I introduced, there's a number of different types of questions that we can ask or and look for answers through each of these concentrations. So for Japanese society and global culture, we're thinking about questions like what invisible forces are driving societies in the world, or how does the present relate to the past? What makes humans human? In Japanese business and the global economy, we're thinking about questions like how do economies function? How can we evaluate economic systems? How are companies built and managed? In the Japanese politics and global studies concentration, we have questions like what is power? Who has power? How did they get power? How do media opinion and psychology shape elections and policies? So these are the types of questions we're interested in. Turning to the courses, so here's a selection of some of the courses that are available in each concentration. We offer introductory and intermediate and advanced levels. So this is Japanese society, global culture, Japanese business, global economy. You can see a selection of the courses. And then Japanese politics and global studies. There's a selection of the courses that we offer. The seminar courses are a really interesting aspect of our degree. So I'm from Canada, and so in the Canadian context, in undergraduate degree, we don't really have a seminar system, but in Japan, actually, the seminar is a really important component of the undergraduate degree. You can think of it sort of as a homeroom, actually, where you sort of enter at your second year and then you stay there second, third, and fourth year, students all together in a sort of a homeroom seminar where they have one professor who's basically advising them on their academic work, career path, and a graduation paper. So what we've done in our program was we've tried to create a hybrid of this system. So what we do is we basically offer a number of different introductory, intermediate, and advanced seminars. And so each student is required to complete 4 introductory seminars with a different professor. And then from those 4 introductory seminars, the student would then choose two professors to complete intermediate seminars with. And then from the intermediate seminars, they would choose one professor to do an advanced seminar where they would complete a research project. So in the period example here, we have a student who takes introductory seminars in history, anthropology, economics, and political science. Then from those, they choose to do two intermediate level seminars in history and political science. And then finally, from those two, they choose to do a political science advanced seminar and then complete a research project. So this student will have basically gone through a seminar thread with the same professor who they've taken three seminars with at the introductory, intermediate level, and advanced levels in political science. So it's kind of a hybrid of the uh, Japanese style with sort of a North American European sort of flavor to thinking about a seminar system. And I think this is a really important characteristic of the degree that we offer. There are other elective courses available that you can use for your degree. You can obviously take Japanese language courses from both the beginner to the very advanced level. There are also Doshisha University elective courses that you can take outside of our program, especially for students who have Japanese language ability. It's possible to take courses anywhere in Doshisha and then use those credits towards their graduation credit requirement for our degree. It's also possible to complete transfer credits that you receive for work completed during a study abroad program. So the ILA has three one-year department level exchange programs, one with IE University in Spain, another with University College London, another with University College Maastricht, so in the Netherlands. So these are exchange programs that we have just for our students in the ILA program with these three universities, but also students have access to all of the study abroad programs that Doshisha University has with various partner institutions around the world. Currently, we have 170 agreements with 175 partner institutions across 37 countries. Here you can see a selection of the destinations that ILA students visit. We are quite a diverse faculty, so we have 51 lectures, 5 are full-time, but then 46 adjunct. And currently there are 19 nationalities represented. We also have a diverse ILA student community. So this is showing the 195 students with 30 nationalities in the spring of 2025. So the nationalities obviously changes as we have new students coming in and students graduating from the program. Campus life is very dynamic. So at the ILA, we have a very active student council that works to bring the ILA community together. So here you can see some of the events that they organize across the year. Doshisha University itself as a large private university, has over 300 clubs, circles, and research groups. So you can be involved in sports from the amateur or hobbyist level to varsity sport. ILA students have participated in varsity sports teams that represent Doshisha University. Also opportunities for music, culture, volunteering, and also you can start clubs as well if you're interested in something that you see is not represented currently at Doshisha. But I think it will be difficult to actually define something which is not currently represented by a club. There's a lot of support for international students. So we have daily life support advisors and also health centers and counseling centers for medical care and mental health care. Also, there's academic support. So there's tutoring services for international students and also Japanese language and culture lessons available. As a large Japanese private university, there's a large amount of career support available. So Doshisha University itself holds many career guidance events each year. We have many companies that visit Doshisha University looking for Doshisha University graduates. The Career Center also offers guidance, so vocational guidance, counseling and guidance, how to apply for work, how to think about where you would like to apply for jobs. And the ILA itself offers 3 career guidance events a year in English. So here you can see in the photo an example of an ILA event where students are learning about the very specialized hiring process that occurs for the traditional route in Japan. Where do our graduates work? So often students who are thinking about a liberal arts degree are concerned about whether they'll be able to find a job with such a broad-based degree. So our students have no problems finding jobs. Each year there's hundreds of companies that are approaching Doshisha University looking for graduates with language ability. ILA, so as a graduate from a liberal arts degree from the ILA, you will have both good language ability, but also an appreciation of culture, which is really good. It's really can be a strong asset if you're looking to find employment with a Japanese company that has an international footprint. So they have an organization that's across many countries. They're looking for employees with good English language ability, also a good understanding of Japanese, but Japanese culture, but also the ability to appreciate and interact with a diverse set of cultures around the world. So, our graduates do very well when they're job hunting. So you can find here a selection of companies, for example, in financial services, with IT companies, transportation, in the food industry, recruiting and consulting, manufacturing industry, fashion and apparel industry, tourism industry, mass media, and some other examples of different types of IT companies. So our students are doing very well in terms of finding jobs after graduating. Many of our students also go on to graduate school. So actually, the liberal arts degree is very strong for graduate study as well. The reason being is that before you do sort of a specialized degree, let's say I'm an economist, so if I speak in terms of economics, um, so at the graduate level, when you're thinking about economics, you're basically trying to think about new themes or new topics for research. Quite often, these new themes or topics arise at the overlap, basically just where at the borders of different fields in the social sciences, where or other academic fields as well, where you see there's just an overlap, and in this overlap, there's opportunities for finding new ideas and new research topics. And so graduates with a liberal arts degree are really good at finding these overlaps in the field and looking for areas for new research. So our students have gone on to graduate school in many different locations inside Japan, but also internationally as well. So you can see some of the examples of graduate programs that students have gone to. The cost of living in Kyoto, we think that it's probably for a student to live on their own in Kyoto, we're looking at basically 100,000 to 120,000 yen per month, breaking that down to about 55,000 yen for housing, 25,000 yen for food, 3,000 transportation, 3,000 for school supplies, miscellaneous 34,000 yen. So this is a simple breakdown of what the monthly costs would be. The monthly rent range, so from 25,000 to 60,000, we're basically looking at furnished dormitory rooms. All international students are offered accommodation in a dorm in their first year. Doshi has various apartments as well that include basic furniture. There's no need for deposit or guarantor. So here's some examples. You can see the first example, we have a studio, that studio apartment that includes shower, toilet, and kitchen, but then the laundry is shared. There are also other studios which slightly larger studio. One is slightly larger, but maybe further away from the university. The other one is slightly smaller, maybe closer. Um, Sometimes you also find that it's a studio apartment that may have shared kitchen or other types of shared um, amenities. There's no requirement to stay in a dorm. Many students also find private accommodation through real estate agents, or actually at the beginning of the academic year, the Doshisha University Co-op also helps students to find a private accommodation. Many students do get part-time jobs while they're studying at the ILA. So You can, with permission, you can study for up to 28 hours per week on a college visa. All students are required to enter into the Japanese health insurance, National Health Insurance Service. And so that costs 800 Japanese yen per month, but that will give full coverage. Uh, Japan has a very, very strong, very, very high quality um, health services available. The level of medical service is very high in Japan. What do the tuition fees look like? Okay, so basically, this is for, as an example, for the academic year for 2024 um, entry. So this will be updated a little bit for 2026 and going forward, but we're looking at 1,115,000 yen per year, and you can see the breakdown there for first, second, third, and fourth year. There are many scholarships opportunities available. In terms of upon entry, so based on the entrance exam scores, there's three categories, S, A, and C. S is the full tuition for each year of enrollment for all 4 years. Category A is 460,000 per year, so it's a little bit less than 50%, and that's for all 4 years. And then, so 460,000 per year for 4 years. And then the category C, which is a little bit less than 20% of the tuition, 190,000 yen per year for 4 years. So how do you apply to our program? So our program is a very simple online procedure. So everything is online. We have an online admission system. We screen your application to make sure that it's complete and all your documents are in order. You are then asked to submit a series of short recorded video interviews. So it's a holistic approach. How do we evaluate? We evaluate based on a personal statement. We look at your high school transcripts. We look at English proficiencies, so TOEFL IBT 85, IELTS 6.5, or Duolingo 120. And I think the TOEFL IBT system is changing. Going forward, it will be a 4.5. That will be the minimum English requirements for entry into the program. You also are required to submit a letter of recommendation, and then there's the 4 video interviews. The video interviews themselves are basically you're asked questions. So you'll ask a question that's been randomized, and then you're given 2 minutes and 30 seconds to record a response to that question. So we evaluate each candidate holistically on the basis of all of these components. We have 2 applications per year. One is for spring entry. The second is for fall entry. Obviously, the spring entry application is finished for this year, but we have the fall entry for 2026. The application period is coming up, so January 13th to February 12th, and the notification of the final results of the admissions will be provided on April 22nd, 2026. Yeah, so we are the Institute for Liberal Arts. We offer a 4-year liberal arts degree with 3 concentrations exclusively in English. So we invite you to discover your passion studying in English in Kyoto, Japan. Our fees are highly competitive and there are many scholarships available. There are also many study abroad opportunities. So we invite you to make your education an adventure through study with us at the Institute for Liberal Arts. So if you're interested in the program and you'd like to find some more information, you can see our URL here. So ila.doshisha.ac.jp. This has all of the information about the program and admissions. We are also very active on social media. So yeah, I would invite you to come and look at our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channels. You can find lots of video and posts that show what classroom atmosphere looks like, but also, what types of events, campus, different aspects of the program and the university you can find on these social media channels. So I think that brings me to the end of my presentation, and I think there's perhaps quite a few questions. So let me see if I can, maybe not. Let me have a look here, see. So I'm just scrolling back here to see where I should start from. Okay, so I think I'm beginning from. Okay, so I'll leave the questions for about. I think the video is being recorded, and it will be possible for you to view that on YouTube, but I'll leave that to the organizers to explain. Um, what sports are there? So at Dosh University, there's really, I think all sports are available. Key sports that Doshisha University is famous for. So rugby, American football, and lacrosse teams are very strong. So there's quite a rivalry in the Kansai region, especially with respect to rugby and American football. And so Doshisha University varsity teams are quite strong there, but there's also varsity baseball, track and field. We also have some very strong athletes. National level, Olympic level athletes. Also, I think in terms of swimming as well. Um, yeah, so I think it's possible for you to find sports at all levels at Doshisha University and international students. So I think participation in the varsity sports is about ability. So if international students, if you have the ability, I think it's possible for you to join in. Um, Also, so are there any courses that help students learn about Kansai dialect? I imagine so. In the Japanese language courses, it's possible for you to learn about Japanese dialect, certainly. Is there golf? I think there is a golf team at Doshisha University. We had an ILA student who was actually a very prominent golfer in Japan. So yes, it's possible for you to participate in golf at Doshisha. When the graduates are hired from companies in Japan, are those positions offered require them to be able to speak, read, write business level Japanese? So there are some what they call so there are some foreign companies operating in Japan who operate fully in English, but generally what you would want to do over your 4-year degree is you would want to get your Japanese language ability up to professional level, really to be able to live and enjoy life in Japan, developing a strong understanding of written and spoken Japanese is very important. Uh, is a high school transfer required or community college transfer be sufficient? I think a high school transcript is required, but if you were to email the admissions, you might get a better response. The interview is not live. It's a recorded interview. Um, yeah, so you record four answers, responses to um, randomized questions. Each video is 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and then that on the basis of that, we evaluate your interview. Would college credits transfer over if the credits were from abroad? Yes. So it is possible to use college credits. Depends on on the subject and how um, whether the subjects that you've earned credits for can be applied to our degree or not. But in general, yes, college and university credits can be transferred as long as it's an accredited university or college. All of our courses are taught in English, so I think that answers the question. To Doshisha University, can we use AP credits for applications? So actually, I heard this question asked to KO as well. I don't think it's possible to use advanced placement credits in Japan in general. So you can't use advanced placement credits at Doshisha University. But that's not really just so Kea is also answering in the same way. I think that actually by university regulations across Japan don't allow us to offer advanced placement credits for university degree. That's my general sense, but I could be wrong, but that's I think the correct answer. Is there a girls' flag football club or team? I'm not sure of this specifically, but I imagine there is. I think I only have 1 minute left, so let me just see here. Is there good physics programs? Not in English, I don't think. We don't have a minimum GPA requirement. All of our courses are in English. We don't have medical courses. We have modern contemporary humanities and classical and medieval and also Japan focus. So I would say all of these aspects. Yes, so the video interview is used as part of the admissions exam. Is martial arts part of all sports? Yes, so there are, you can find judo, karate, many different types of sports available at Doshisha University at all levels, amateur right up to varsity. Um, yes, a recommendation from letter is required. So I think that gets me the questions, and I think I just have no time left. I think that just gets me to 50 minutes. Am I right? Sorry, 30 minutes. That's my
Yes,
time, I
yes.
think.
Thank you
So
very
thank you very
much.
much.